Today we're going to take a quick tour through some facts that might just reshape the way you see everything. We're going from the unbelievably huge to the incredibly small, and we're going to do it all in the next few minutes. So let's jump right in.
But first, I want you to think about this for a second. How can just one little piece of information, a single fact, completely flip your point of view? It's a really powerful idea, right? And it's pretty much the whole reason we're here today.
You know, the educator Rachel Turner said it perfectly. Facts aren't just for trivia night. They're like windows. They're launch pads for much bigger ideas. So today, we're going to throw open a whole bunch of those windows, and we're starting with the biggest one you can possibly imagine.
Okay, let's kick off our journey on the grandest scale there is, the universe. And fair warning, you're about to feel very, very small. Check out this number, 1 million. That is how many planets the size of our Earth could comfortably fit inside the Sun. It's a scale that's almost impossible to get your head around. And believe it or not, this is just our starting point.
So if the size of the Sun kind of blew your mind, get ready for this. 170 billion. That's the best guess for how many galaxies are in the known universe. And remember, every single one of those galaxies has hundreds of billions of its own stars. The scale is just staggering.
And now for a number that is just, well, it's completely wild. 6 billion tons. That's what a single teaspoon of stuff from a neutron star would weigh. We're talking about the super dense core left over after a giant star collapses. To put that in perspective, it's like cramming 900 Great Pyramids of Giza onto a single spoon.
And the wild facts from out there just keep on coming. On Venus, it's hot enough to melt lead. A day on Neptune, on the other hand, flies by in just 16 hours. We've got supermassive black holes sitting at the center of most galaxies, including our own. And if you ever wanted to fly to the Sun on a regular passenger jet, yeah, you'd better pack for a 20-year trip.
Okay, let's pull it all the way back from the edge of the universe and zoom in on our home. Because our own planet is absolutely packed with extraordinary and surprising facts.
You know, we call our planet Earth, but ocean might be a better name, since about 70% of it is covered in water. But here's the number that really changes your perspective. Just 11% of the entire planet's surface is actually habitable land for us. Only 11%.
Here's something you might see at the grocery store. How long do you think it takes to grow? Well, for just one pineapple, the whole journey from planting it to it being ready to eat takes 2 full years. Kind of makes you appreciate that slice of fruit a little more, doesn't it? And the diversity of life on Earth is just, it's all about extremes. You've got plants that actually eat insects, hummingbirds flapping their wings 200 times a second. Then you've got an elephant, which is pregnant for nearly 2 full years. And right under our feet, a single teaspoon of good soil is teeming with millions and millions of bacteria.
All right, now let's turn the lens inward. We're going from the planet itself to maybe the most complex and amazing thing on it, the human body. So let's talk about our own genetic code. It turns out you share 99% of your DNA with every other person on the planet. But here's the kicker. You also share 96% of it with chimpanzees. Just think about that. Everything that makes us human, our art, our language, our technology, all of that is packed into that tiny 3% difference. And our bodies are just constantly changing. The heart is a great example. When we're born, it's tiny. By the time we're adults, it has nearly tripled in weight, all while powering us through every moment of our lives.
And what's running the whole show? The brain. Even though it's just a small fraction of our body weight, it's a total energy hog. It uses a full quarter of all the oxygen you breathe. I guess that's just the price of being able to think.
So, we've got these incredible brains. What have we done with them? Well, we build things. We create technology that changes the world. And maybe no invention has changed it more than the computer.
But this journey didn't just happen overnight. The idea actually started centuries ago, way back in 1495 with Leonardo da Vinci's sketching out a robot. Then it took a huge leap forward with Alan Turing's groundbreaking paper in 1936. And by 1945, it was a real thing. ENIAC, the first electronic computer, a machine that weighed 27 tons and took up an entire room.
Of course, technology doesn't just invent itself. It's pushed forward by brilliant, dedicated people. So for our final section, let's celebrate a few of the pioneers who completely changed the game. And this right here really shows the power of a single great idea. Florence Nightingale wasn't just a nurse. She was a brilliant data scientist.
By bringing in basic hygiene standards and then, this is the key, tracking the results, she showed how these simple changes could make hospital mortality rates plummet from a terrifying 42% all the way down to just 2%. She saves so many lives.
And she is an incredible company. Our modern world was literally built by these trailblazers. Amelia Earhart and Sally Ride showed us the sky was no limit. And the tech we use every single day, it stands on the shoulders of Margaret Hamilton's code that got us to the moon, Gladys West's math that powers your GPS, and Grace Hopper's foundational work in computer programming. So, we've gone from neutron stars to the human brain, from pineapples to the Apollo missions. We've thrown open a whole bunch of new windows on the world. So the only question left is, which one are you going to explore first?